There's just nothing that says country like the Shaker style, but at the same time it fits in with modern, contemporary, and classical furniture as well. It's one of those enduring styles that is very near and dear to my heart. Today I'm going to be building some Shaker style candle sconces. My name is Mike, I'm from the MJ Amson Furniture Company. If you love Shaker like I do, follow along. Now what I just did was I took one piece of Vermont cherry that was 5/4 inch thick, and I dressed that down and I smoothed it up, and then I resawed that board in half, and it gave me two pieces that came out, well, just a little under a 1/2 inch thick. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to put my patterns on here, and I'm going to trace out the pieces that I need, and then I'll cut them out on the bandsaw. Here you can see I've gone over to the bandsaw and I have cut out all the pieces that we need. I'll cut a few extras of these. It's always nice to have a few extra. And what I have to do now is take this piece and I have to take this over to the planer and bring this down to 1/4 inch. The 1/4 inch is going to be for the bottoms. As in this pile I have the sides, backs, and these are the fronts. And I'm going to make the bottoms at a 1/4 inch. Well, here it is, brought down the 1/4 inch. Actually, it's just a little bit heavy. It's about a 32nd of an inch heavier than a 1/4. I'm not going to cut my bottoms out yet. I like to wait and do that once I have these other pieces glued up, simply because I can make sure that I get my fit perfect that way. So the next step is to take these over to the sander. I'm going to sand these down, both on the surface and on the bandsawed areas. I have to be very careful on these backs. I didn't mention it yet, but if you can see, I don't know if you can, this is cut on a 5-degree angle each side, and that is because these sconces are actually wider in the front than they are in the back. Once all the pieces have been sanded smooth, I can glue up the sconces. You can see here it takes quite a few clamps to keep the angles exact. And I also like to put a little wedge in here at the bottom. This helps to hold the shape while the glue sets. Once the glue sets, we pull the clamps out and we can do some final sanding and a little bit of fine tuning. When I cut the bottoms out for the sconces, I like to get my front piece properly fitted. Then I set the sconce on top of the board I'm going to use for the bottoms. Then I'll take a sharp pencil, trace around the inside. This allows for any variation of angle that may have occurred during glue-up phase. Once I have the bottom cut out and lightly sanded, we can check for our fit. Now, what we want is we want this to float in here. So I've got a little bit of movement, if you can see it or not, and that will allow this base to expand and contract with the changes in seasonal humidity, and it won't crack this sconce or push the front out as it would if you didn't leave any room for expansion. So now that I've got this where I want it, the next step is to oil up this base. I like to oil this base separate before I glue on my front. That way there I don't risk gluing this base in and hindering its movement in any way. Once the base is in place, I can glue up the face, get it in the clamps, snug everything down, and set that aside. Once the glue has dried, they can come out of the clamps, and I did a little bit of final sanding, you know, little spots here and there, and I also signed them in the back corner. And now that that's done, I can go ahead and put a coat of oil on these. I like to use 3 coats of oil. So between coats, you should let it set for about 24 hours and rub it down with some steel wool.